Hi everybody, it's Stacy from Bluebird Paper and Thread. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is Saturday, January 14th, I believe. Here in Southern California, it's raining and it's projected to rain all weekend. So I'm enjoying the rain. Got a little wet this morning, had to run a couple errands, but you know, I'm not gonna melt, so it's just fine. I'm enjoying sitting in my little crafty she shed, and I'm watching the rain and hearing the rain, and it's very relaxing. I had a fairly productive week. I did a couple new starts, and I worked on some WIPs. I have a little bit of haul, and I finished a commission piece. I did do a separate video on it. I will show you that here in a little bit. Again, the finished pieces. The lighting is a little bit better. I filmed that video at nighttime, and I'm not quite sure that the lighting was really good so that you could really see the ornaments. So we'll show them to you again, and then I will link the video so that you can watch the video if you want to. Let's jump right in, and let's start with some WIPs. I took some time and I continued my work on Strawberry Faire. I got quite a bit done. The tedious stuff right in here. I'm not quite sure I'm happy with the stitching, although now that I'm looking at it without being tired after a long day of work, it doesn't look bad. But there it is. I finished the border down here, and I did all of the vine work and a few of the leaves. Once that's done, I think it's going to be fun to stitch the strawberry and the bird. And there's a couple flowers too. So this one, I probably won't finish it this week, but I bet by mid-February it'll be done. I am stitching this on 36 count linen from Fortnite Fabrics, and the name of the linen is A Long Time Ago, and it's a really pretty mottled purple fabric. This side's really pretty too. I chose a piece, a section of the fabric that was a little bit lighter because I wasn't quite sure how this stitching was going to show up on it. Anyway, so I did that. That was fun. It took an evening, I believe, to get that far. Then I worked on my temperature check. This is also from Fat Quarter Shop. This is the one, if you've watched the other video, where you record the daily average temperature or the high for where you live. I'm stitching based off of the day's high. So at the end of the day, right before dinner, I check my phone, and whatever the temperature is, that's what I use to choose the color. This is stitched on 25 count cloud even weave fabric by Lori Holt, and this is my progress. So this is the heart, and what I'm doing is for January, it's the top of the heart, and you've got the two little hump part of the hearts, and then a little bit underneath each of them is January. So I decided I was just going to go straight across the top, and then I would come in and start filling in. And that's the progress. And these stitches look a little squishy, but this is how the pattern was done. And when it's all done, I think it's going to look really cute. You see we have a yellow. We actually got into 70 the other day, which was kind of nice. Usually in January we have a really warm couple of days, usually towards the middle end. I'm not sure if we're going to get that this year, because we've had rain pretty much every single week since Christmas. So it's a wet winter, which is amazing because we really need it. We have a really severe drought. So I don't know if we're going to get to it, but usually we do have a couple of really warm days. So this again is what it's going to look like. And you can see here, this is where it was kind of squishy, and that's where I'm at. And then my temperatures. I put a little check mark so that I know that I've stitched it. So this is fun. It gives me, if I do nothing else stitchy during the day, I do that, and it's really nice. Next, I am working on my October Cottage by Country Needleworks. I'm on October. I think I started stitching these in month order in May, and then I think I've skipped a couple months because I just got far behind. I've said before, I like the way the little cottages and the houses look. I get bored stitching them, so sometimes I just can't keep pushing myself forward. But I picked this up as my morning stitch, so 2, maybe 3 times a week I do sit down and I am able to get in maybe a half an hour of stitching before I have to get ready for work. It's really just a lovely way to start my day. I live very close to my workplace. Literally, it's 3 lights away from me, maybe a mile and a half, if that. And so I came home for lunch one day this week. I needed to step out of the office, and I came home, and after I ate, I put in maybe 20 or so stitches. It was just a nice little break for me. And here is where I am at. Let me get something to go behind it. Oh, that's the back. You don't want to see the back. Although the back is very neat and tidy, but that's what I did. So I finished most of the bottom. I realized these flowers here have a light topaz center, 725, 728 DMC, and I don't have it. I don't know why I don't have it, but I don't have it. It's not on my floss ring, so I'll have to buy that and make sure that I remember to come back. I have highlight tape that I got from Fat Quarter Shop a little while ago, and when I mess up or I want to remember something about the pattern, I take a little piece of that tape and I stick it, over the part on the pattern. So I have a little piece of tape over that part on the pattern. So when I look at it and go, why do I have that there? And then I look at the piece and be like, oh, I missed the centers. Anyway, so that one's coming along. My thought on these is to make this my morning stitch until they're all stitched up. In my very first video, I believe I showed all of the ones that I have done, and I actually had more done than I thought, which is really, really nice. That's pretty much all that I worked on for my WIPs this week. I did have a couple of new starts. I decided it would be fun. I do a couple of clubs through Fat Quarter Shop. I am a member of the Weeks Dye Works Floss Club and the Classic Color Works Floss Club. So every month you get a package in the mail, and it has 6 of their colors. Last year they focused on color themes, so like a red or a green or a black or something like that, which was amazing. And I actually have used some of the flosses that came. When I first started, I thought, oh, am I going to ever use these flosses? And the answer is yes, I did. This year, they're starting at the top of the alphabet and they're working their way down. So this month, I believe Classic Color Works came in, and it was a lot of A's, maybe 5 A's and 1 B. So they're probably picking, you know, the colors that they really like the best out of that letter in the alphabet and sending it. So it's going to be fun to keep adding to my collection. So the other thing that I did is I decided to do the quarterly kit, which is from Stitching with the Housewives, and I don't even know what it is, but I thought, okay, let's give it a shot and see. Comes with the floss, I believe the fabric in every kit. You should be able to check it out online. That's not coming until, I want to say February, but I'm excited to get it when it comes. And then I decided I have chickens in my kitchen, and I decided that I needed to do the chicken club. These are patterns by Lori Holt, and this one is Cornelius. You can stitch it with the name Cornelius or without the name Cornelius. I've decided I'm going to stitch without the name Cornelius. So I started this. Actually last night. And I got a good portion of the bottom of his little body done. I'll show you here in a second. And it's a quick stitch. I did buy the fabric, and it's 25 count even weave barley. And I pre-cut each of the pieces, so I think I got 6 out of it. And I also got the floss pack. And I've told you guys that if there's a floss pack, I tend to buy it because I find that I have an app that I keep track of all of my flosses, and I might have it in my app that I have it. I can never, sometimes I can't find 1 or 2 of the colors. So if there's a floss pack, I do try to pick that up if there's a lot of colors, and there's a lot of colors in this one. So I just went ahead and grabbed it. DMC, I'm sure I'll be able to use it forevermore. So I started with this, and this is my start. And I think this was only maybe an hour of stitching, maybe an hour and 15 minutes of stitching. So you can see it's working up super quick. I'm doing 2 over 2, and it's working up really, really nicely. I'm really pleased with it. I think it's going to be really cute. I am going to frame these. I have a spot on my kitchen wall that I can hang this and then swap it out, do the magnet trick on the back of the piece here. So finish this piece out, have the same color fabric in the background, and then just swap it out each month. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm not sure the color of the background fabric. I am thinking perhaps a black and white gingham or a black and white check. Maybe if I can find a pillow ticking that has the black lines in it instead of like a red or a blue, maybe I'll do that. I'm not sure. I haven't even finished the first one yet, nor do I have a frame to put them in. So I'm not going to worry about that too terribly much right this second. That's just my thought process. If it changes, it changes. It's not a big deal. So that was my one start. And then I did another start that I absolutely, I saw this pattern. I was watching a YouTube video from Elaine from Annabella's, and I think the colors just drew me in on this. Not to mention the poppies. The state flower for California is the California poppy, and that just kind of reminds me of my state flower. So I decided I would go ahead and give it a shot. Finally, fabric came in, and I had all the floss. I purchased all the floss, so I started down here, and it is gorgeous. And this little fuzz here. And this is my start. Lots of reds and oranges and golds will be in this piece, a little bit of black. It is so pretty. I cannot wait to get this one done. And I don't have my flosses on a floss ring. So I'm going to try to do this the best way I can. It's not going to be good. I apologize in advance. I need to buy more floss rings. I'm out. Although I think, well, I might have one that I finished. Anyway, so here's the flosses. Reds, corals, oranges, yellows, really pretty greens. I have more peaches, and oranges, greens and reds. They just, and of course black for the accent, because the center of poppies are black. You know, poppy seeds come from the flower of the poppy. So I was so excited to get this one started, and it's going to be beautiful when it's done. I'm really excited to get that done. I am stitching this on 32 count Winter Moon linen by Zweigart. Let me show that one to you again. It's just a very nice, creamy fabric. It's a linen. I don't think there's a lot of modeling. No, there's not really a lot of modeling. It's a pretty straightforward cut. It's so pretty. So I started that. I also took some time this week and I went through, I have a big bag that sits by my stitchy chair, and I went through that bag and I pulled out all of my WIPs and put them in a separate place. And then I pulled out all of my new starts that I haven't, patterns that I have kitted up but haven't necessarily started. And there's a couple of patterns in there that aren't kitted up, but I separated them out. And it doesn't appear to be as overwhelming to me. So that's good. I can go ahead, and if I want to start something new, I'm going to pull from one side. And if I want to work on a WIP, I'm going to pull from the other side. So I'm kind of happy about that. I did have one fully finished item. I say it's fully finished because I framed these, and you know what, I left a couple of them up here. Hold on just one second. Okay. I have been stitching for most of the last year the samplers, the monthly samplers from Country Cottage Needlework. In my intro, I believe you've seen January. And these are so cute. I'm so sorry. You're getting a huge glare. These are so much fun. Really, really quick. Some of them stitched up much quicker than the others, which I think is why I pushed through. I should have been done in April, and I'm done with all of them now because I found that February was fun and December was fun and January was fun, and they just worked up so quickly. I got this frame from Cheeky Sheep on Etsy. I will link her in the bottom. She has many different sized frames, and I think I'm going to look at her website again and pick a frame for the chicken of the month and see if she has anything there, because it's just a really nice excuse me, a really nice frame. It's put together well. You can see it's put together well, and it's got these little things here to keep everything in. You have a dowel where it could go this way or this way, and the dowel is all you need to make it a shelf sitter, and that's what I do. I have it sitting, I have a bookcase that spans the length of one wall in my living room, and I have this on there, and I love it. It's just a little pop of color, a little pop of whatever's going on for that month. So I finished this up. So that is January. February. And this one worked up so quickly because of the little cakes. The cakes are so cute. February. March. It screams spring to me. I think it's the rainbows. You get some color in there that's a little different. April, little nod to Easter. And then I have May. June, so cute with picnics and strawberries and a sun and a couple clouds. It's just so creative. July, very patriotic. I like the light blue. I tend to gravitate towards more of the navy, the traditional flag colors, but I love this. It's summery. It's a lot of fun. That's a star right here on the house, which is kind of cute. I don't know if you can see it. Pretty cute. August, I guess we go to the beach. I tend to go to the mountains, but that's just me. September, going back to school. We got some fall leaves and the apples and books, some schoolhouse. October, and November. These turkeys, they were so much fun. And last but not least, December. A little bit of snow on the trees, Mr. and Mrs. Claus, gingerbread. So cute. Anyway, so I finished that whole set and I was thrilled. This was a fairly big undertaking for me. And I'm just so happy that it's all done now and I can put it away and move on. So what I'm going to do is I have all 12 patterns, and eventually, right now I have less than 30 subscribers. So I'm going to wait a little bit. Maybe when I hit 50 subscribers, I'll do a giveaway and give away all 12 patterns. I don't anticipate ever needing to stitch these again. So we'll do that when we reach a milestone. The flosses that I used for all of those were the classic Colorworks. So you can see the colors are just soft and nice, and all of these colors were used in, not every color was used in every sampler, but these were all the colors for the whole set of the samplers. And then I stitched it on 32 count. Each one is stitched on 32 count beautiful beige by Witchelt. So you can kind of see again the fabric color. And it's just a really nice beige. I think all of the colors showed up really nicely on that. It wasn't too light, it wasn't too dark, so I'm really pleased with that finish. The other finish that I did are my little ornaments. They're so cute. So just in case you didn't watch the other video, I have an elf. A little face and a scarf. And then I have that was the lady elf. And this is the boy elf. Yeah, they're showing up a little bit better today. And then Mrs. Claus. She just makes me happy, happy, happy. I started these before Christmas, and my December was just not what I wanted it to be for a variety of reasons, but you know, we got through it. But I started these, I just couldn't get them finished. He's got a little stocking and some candy canes. So cute. And then with that Mr. and Mrs. Claus, the person that ordered those wanted her elves to be in her favorite color, and her favorite color is purple. So I have the little girl elf. Can't really see her little cute little smile. I paired it with navy blue. They're just so cute. And then the little boy elf. These little seed beads on their booties, no joke. That was, I think each one of those 3 seed beads on each booty, I think each one took me probably 10 or 15 minutes to do. It was kind of hard. But they're done. They're so cute. I will insert a video, or the video that I did, that kind of talks a little bit more about them. And if you want to look at it, that would be great. You'll have that there for you. A little bit of a haul. My Classic Colorworks Floss Fix. This is the club I was talking about earlier. So this is the colors this month for the Classic Colorworks Floss Kit. It comes like this. They're always packaged really nicely. And these are the colors this year, or this month. You can see. Let me put it on the white. That might be a little bit better. I need to make one of those boards that has the warm and natural, that these things can stick to it. So this month the color is 12 grain, almost auburn, amber waves, amethyst, antique lace, and apple fritter. So there are no bees, but there's a 12 grain in there, which I appreciate. It's a really nice neutral. So I got that. I ordered a new pattern. I think somebody on a Flosstube video talked about these patterns and how cute they worked up. And they're on wooden tags. And the longer you watch me, the more you'll know I have a thing for tags. So I had to get it. So this is Snowy Petites by Little House Needleworks, and it's, I believe these 4 items are in, these 4 patterns are in this one pattern. And I do intend on finishing them as tags. The tags would be really cute hanging on the tree, or, oh yeah, you've got 4 patterns in here, so that's good. Hanging on a tree, or tucked in a basket, or, you know, something like that. So I will probably start these in the fall. I don't anticipate starting them earlier than that. But I got that. And then I did purchase 2 cuts of linen. Actually, the linen for the Poppies was one that I purchased as well, but I've already talked about that. I decided to go ahead and get 40 count blush Newcastle linen. It's a very small piece. Again, with the white behind it. This is why I need one of those boards. It's a very, very pale pink. I have, in one of the Punch Needlework magazines, there is a Valentine's Day one from last year that I really think I want to work up on this one. So there's that. And then I got 40 count Twilight Blue linen fabric. I'm not sure who manufactured these, but I bought them through 123stitch.com. So this fabric, the fabric for the Poppies, and the blush Newcastle. This is a very pretty light gray with a little bit of a bluish tint to it, like a blue gray. Really, really pretty. I think this would look nice for like a wintry type pattern. So we'll see. I would like to start adding a little bit bigger pieces of linen to my stash. I struggle a little bit with my linens because I'm still fairly new to coming back to cross stitch, and it is completely different than what it was before for me. At least I feel that it is. And so I want to rebuild so that I can pull from stash really easily and I don't have to place like 2 or 3 orders for supplies every month. I'm going to try not to do that this year. I will be purchasing. People are talking about uh, the thing that happens in Nashville, the annual cross stitch. It's like a big pattern release for the summer, the spring and the summer. I'm sure that I'm going to find plenty in March to buy. But I do want to start focusing on working on some of the things that are in my stash. And part of that for me is maybe instead of buying patterns one month, maybe I buy 2 or 3 bigger pieces of fabric, whether that be a linen or an even weave or a Lugana, the things that I really enjoy stitching on. That's what I would like to do. I do have a couple of things that I want to focus on this weekend, with it being a long weekend. My drawer that I have that I kind of toss my finished pieces in is getting a little full. It's going to be a rainy weekend. I would like to get my sewing machine out and I would like to sew some of the pillows up that I have in there, and then also maybe try to frame. I have some frames here that I have set aside for some pieces and I'd like to try to get those tackled too. The other thing that I was hoping to do, I was actually hoping to work on it today, but it's raining so I can't. I bought this tiered tray piece from 141 Designs. I don't know if you can tell. So this, I'm kind of into tiered trays right now. This one is the base, and you can see these holes go in here. Well, these lattice work screens fit into the holes in the base, and then they fit into the bottom side of the holes for this. And you've got different levels. So you have 3 different levels, and then you have this really pretty lattice work, which I thought would be a really nice way that you could prop a pillow up or a tag up against these and change it out for the season. And I bought this specifically for my craft room. I was hoping that I would be able to spray paint them. I have a spray paint ready to go, and maybe tomorrow. Right now it doesn't look like we're going to have rain. I don't know. I think it changes hourly. So if I can spray paint tomorrow, I will do that. But I'm getting impatient, and I've had this for a really long time, and I want to get it finished and done so I can finish that part of my craft room and get it decorated so I can start enjoying my things. So I bought that. If I get too impatient, I do have some chalkboard paint that I will put on here and call it good. The other thing that I would like to do is I have this shelf, this vintage shelf. This was my grandmother's. She had 2 of them. I got one and my sister got the other, and she painted these. You can see the back. I don't know, might be redwood. I think probably based on the tag, it might have come from like a dime store. These colors were right up her alley and in what she liked. So it doesn't really go with anything in my house, and it's chipping. So I want to paint this with chalkboard paint and put it up in my craft room. So I think I'm going to work on that this week as well, maybe, so that I can get this up and running too. And I think that's it for me for now. Thank you so much for joining. Please, if you're new, thank you for coming and checking me out. If you liked what you saw, please like and subscribe and click that notification bell so you can be notified when I update videos. I only am probably doing updates for Flosstube once a week right now. Every once in a while, I might throw in one midweek, like I did with the felt ornaments, just so that I could get that filmed separately and up and going. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much. I can't tell you how much fun it was. I had quite a few new subscribers this week, and it was a lot of fun to be at work and get this notification on my phone and see a new subscriber. So thank you so much for finding what I'm saying interesting enough to subscribe at least for a little while and to see what else I have to offer. Anyways, that's it for me. Have a great rest of the weekend. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you later. Thank you. Bye.